Welcome to the Nameless Voices podcast. This is episode number 53, I do believe. I have lost track of time because my schedule has been flip-flopped and kerfuckled. Yep, 53. 53. My name is Nanashi. I'll be your host for the evening, and I apologize in advance for whatever the show is going to be. Joining us tonight is a menagerie of gaggle fucks and card floppers. Starting alphabetically, he is the TCG slut, Agnister.
It is currently banless season for technically three TCGs.
Of course it is.
Oh, nice.
He is the Yugi memer himself. It's Connor Lockhart.
If you're struggling to beat Scarlet Witch and Marvel rivals at this point in time, then you have a massive skill issue.
Fair enough.
Issue of skills.
We have our fellow furry Yugi tuber, Jose Oriacalcum.
That's all I got for my intro.
To be fair, it's probably the longest intro we've had for an individual since the start of the show.
So true.
We have our silent but deadly partner, Rom. Spring is slowly coming back. Yes, it is. Last night it was 35 degrees, and supposedly next week in my area it's going to be 81.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
We have our living ship host, Raven.
Nanashi, you said you were gonna pay me for. Where's the fucking money at, bro?
Gotta get it in
Just
writing, bitch.
I'm making an archetype archive series of my own, like the Rada jokes, and you said you'd help fund it. What the fuck?
Get it in writing next time, bitch.
God, you're the worst employer ever. No
No
more
duh.
commissions, no more service.
You skipped out on
This is the last time I take any commissions from furries.
Oh,
Gotta learn your lessons sooner or later.
Also, Raven, it's funny you mentioned that when me and Rom watched an archetype archive earlier.
Shut up.
Alright, well, getting back on track. And he is now sporting a brand new skin. It's Ziveth.
Oh.
With a very new model here.
Yep. And it looks
I
fantastic.
upgraded myself.
That you did.
Yeah.
You had to stop chewing RAM for a month. RAM for a month before you could afford that.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait, chewing out ROM? Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna live that one down.
Savage.
wait, what?
It was a meme I messed up. Alright, so first things first. How's everybody doing today?
Anashi, you skipped over me.
I did? Oh wow, I'm an idiot. I even had something prepared for you and I completely missed you. Holy shit, what the fuck is wrong with me? I'll have to fix that
You
in editing.
completely missed the only person having a female avatar in the group.
Not anymore.
I think you missed like 2 people.
No, I got everyone
Well,
except for
seriously.
Lone.
Oh, I didn't hear ROM.
No, I said silent but deadly.
Rom's silent.
I am so sorry about that, Lone. It has been a very stressful last 2 weeks. I am bound to make fuck-ups.
When do we not?
Yeah, fair.
So true.
Anyways, like I was saying, how's everyone doing this time?
Great.
I'm doing great.
Been doing alright. I've merely done some very early packing up preparation as I'm off to Mexico in just about a week and a half.
Jeez, dude, you just planning on
What
traveling
part?
the world or something?
Well, I
Wait.
got the travel bug from my mother, and well, it just
Wait.
moved from there.
I mean, you've gone to
Wait,
quite a few
Ori.
places.
Question.
Yeah.
Question, Ori. Which part?
I think it's just gonna be a road trip.
Oh.
But
No, I
yeah.
meant like which part of Mexico? I meant which part of Mexico specifically.
I think the answer to that question is yes.
What?
Because like
Okay,
I said,
'cause,
I'm gonna do a full-on road trip across Mexico, so parts of Mexico.
okay,
so
'cause-
we'll see where.
Because I myself went to Mexico. Funnily enough.
Ah,
Nice.
I've never left the U.S. In fact,
Oh.
I've only gone to a few specific states for a few specific reasons that I really don't think are safe to talk about on Twitch.
You know what? I don't blame you. best not to. If you don't want to say him, you don't want to say him.
Well, here's something I do want to
Imagine
say.
your voice.
Here's something I do want to say. Before we get started with the show, I just want to remind everyone that this stream and my channel are sponsored by BearClawsWorld.com, a 52-page coloring book, all hand-drawn artwork, all available on Amazon for $20.
Buy it and get the Epic Champion on Raid Shadow Legends 2.
Oh!
Again.
I forgot about that game.
And thank you for brightening up the stream, Lone. I appreciate the drops. And thank you,
Yes.
Rom, for bringing the link. Oop, there it is. So, we got quite a few topics to go over real quick. First off, for those that do take part in it, Daylight Savings Time is this upcoming Sunday. Oh, someone came in late.
Oh, hello, Tim Brick.
Yes. It's Tim.
Yes.
Alright, I'm going to make some quick physical adjustments here. Give me 1 second.
Yo says that he's here in spirit.
Yes, he is. Shuffle down to
Thank you very
left.
much, Yosh.
That should be
Oh,
good.
TJ Brick.
Presence is always welcomed.
And then
We're gonna add
to
the robot to the couch.
there he is.
We have to move the other one though.
No, everyone's been fixed.
Yay.
Alright, so
Yippee.
back to what I was saying. For those who participate in it, Daylight Savings Time is this upcoming March 9th, which is Sunday. So remember to switch your clocks forward if your nation still does that.
Hi.
Sadly, I'm going to be working at the time, so I'm going to lose an hour of pay.
Oh, that's fun.
And the week after is St. Patrick's Day, which is March 17th. So remember your green.
Oh, I should have worn
No,
I should have worn a leprechaun hat for today.
I have a friend from Ireland, so he'll definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, majority of us do.
That reminds me, actually, does your Irish friend get offended at people celebrating St. Patrick's Day as an excuse to get drunk and pinch the shit out of each other?
I have not asked him that.
Be sure to do
It's
so.
fine.
Show him this show.
Wait,
Maybe we'll get a new
hold on.
subscriber out of the mix.
Wait, hold on. Let me ask him.
You do that.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and keep on with the stuff. So as far as actual articles go, though, we got quite a few things to go over, and a lot of them are kind of annoying. Now,
I got one.
There's a big surprise.
I got one. Is it okay if I mention the Zenless one?
Yeah,
first?
sure. You know what? Sure. Go ahead and go first.
Yes, the next Zenless update's gonna come out in less than a week, and this furry girl already has emotes for it.
Of course she does.
She was a random enemy. People wanted her to be a player, and the next update, she is.
Go figure.
She is also an A rank, so it'll be real easy to get a 6-star, aka get the alternate banner art of her,
Well, she's
and they'll
a
give you
furry-
one for free just for getting the update.
Well, it's furry waifu girl.
Which
Of course
game
it's
is that?
gonna be,
Zenless Zone Zero,
top.
3Z.
Yeah.
She's the only one with jiggle figures as well.
Oh, go figure. All right. Well, I don't normally talk about people who pass away, but this one's actually kind of important because a lot of us are D&D fanatics here. Ernie Gygax Jr. has passed away, who is one of the people who shaped early D&D.
Rest in peace to a legend.
Yeah, tell me about it. I don't even play D&D that often, but I've been looking more into the older stylings of how D&D works, and some of the stuff they had in the older versions when they had a lot more flavor were kind of insane. And he clearly had a hand in that, so rest in peace. Now let's get into some of this fuckery we got going on. First off, oh, Reborn.
Reborn!
Jesus.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
It's fine, man. I'm glad you made it.
You're just about in time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if there's no more interruptions from fate, I'm not gonna lie, I expected a train to come through there.
No, just Truck-kun. Don't worry about it.
If Truck-kun hits me, he's going to. If
No,
Truck-kun
it's
hits
Rata's
me,
Isekai Express.
there's Truck Kun, there's Train Son, and then there's Tractor Kun from Konosuba.
If Truck Coon ended up
One of
hitting
those
me,
will kill
he
you.
would go to another world, not me. That'd just be my luck.
Ah, so you're secretly Pickle from Bucky.
I feel bad for anyone named Pickle.
I feel
I feel
bad
bad
for
for
anyone
anyone
in
named
Baki who
Aaron.
has to deal with Pickle.
There is a darts player called
That's-
Crabtree.
I mean, it's even worse if you're called Pickle and you're around people from the Rick and Morty fandom.
Oh God.
Oh no, that's the secret 10th circle of hell. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You're not welcome, by the way.
Then I won't thank you. Getting back on topic. There's a... Yeah, I'm not surprised. There's a guy I know named Cornbread.
Hold up. Say what?
There's a guy I used to live near named Cornbread. He was supposedly an on-bike police informant, and he was also known as a town drunk. There's also a guy who famously danced around town as a complete moron. Everybody called him Jambalaya Crawfish.
Also Kuzuki Odin by any chance?
I think Jambalaya Crawfish is going to be a show title, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Yo, hopefully.
Hopefully I have a good one for a show title for once today.
Well, we'll see. I mean, you have been on the roster a couple of times. It's just never been voted for, so we'll see what happens.
I think
I'm
I
so
have,
sorry
but I
for
also
that.
never done one as a title.
We'll see what happens. Don't try to force it. It has to come up naturally, or it just won't be as
I
funny.
know.
Yeah.
That's why half the show titles are just
I'm
me
honestly
saying something stupid.
I'm honestly surprised that 2 times in a row throughout the series, like, 2 of my fucking bullshit ramblings have become a show title.
It happens. So, speaking of
I believe
bullshit,
one of mine is man.
I think so. But
All I did one time was joke about how Crystal Beast was just the gay deck because of Rainbow Dragon being gay Pride Dragon. That was a show title.
Well, to
it
be
was
fair, you're
voted for.
basically the reincarnation of the Iron Sheik.
Basically. All right, let's go ahead and get back on track. First off, on the subject of fuckery, Discord has added a new generative AI application where you can now modify any image in any server, and there is no way to disable it, and it's on by default.
2 words. Everyone hated that. Wait, that's 3.
So Discord introduces a generative AI, but doesn't fix the amount of image. Like they don't fix their other issues, like say the VC problems we typically have, or even
the
can we get
loading
more
image problems.
Yeah. Can we have more space to upload images and videos? Because you did a thing where it was
No, I mean
I-
sometimes on PC the images and videos won't load for ages.
Well, in general, they do have to fix that, but also the storage capacity of said image. If it goes over a few, it's now 10 currently. If it goes over that, it just doesn't post it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas before, it was, I think, 20 or 30 something. And then they were just like, nah, we need more Nitro advertisement space. So,
Yeah.
fuck you. Bump back down to 10.
Well, on the subject, and thank you for bringing this up, Rom, it is basically an identical version to the app that Twitter added in that does the exact same thing.
You mean Grok?
Yep. Grok now has image modifications built right into its client.
Oh my god.
Look.
Grok has been doing some very funny things, has been getting people to say, yeah, Elon's gonna kill his child.
Well, we got a lot more people to hate than Elon now, because a lot of services have decided to do this stupid shit too. Google is now enforcing fingerprint tracking, Firefox removed their no data selling guarantee, and Twitch has limited storage for highlights and uploads to 100 hours, which begins on April 19th. Hate the internet. Hate the corporations that run the internet.
Yep.
But
Yeah,
here's...
fellas, maybe Luigi was on to something.
Literally, greed will kill. Greed will harass humanity, not war. Greed will do it.
To be clear here, we do not condone murder. We do not condone violence. We are just saying the end result might have spoken for itself.
Oh yeah, sorry, we're on Twitch as well. Maybe Luigi was onto something in Minecraft. Yeah,
Speaking
it's
of
very
which, I've
funny in
lost the
Minecraft.
ability to simul-stream to YouTube for a while.
Oof.
Damn.
Yeah, the plugin I
explains why
used
I'm
got
not-
removed on the last update. But that actually brings me up to my next topic. Skype is shutting down on May 5th.
Oh no.
Sad.
Skype, okay, to be clear, if you never use Skype, you will never understand. It was basically just proto-Discord's voice chat, and for what it was before it was loaded with advertisements, Skype was surprisingly competent.
You know what? To be fair. Honestly.
Yeah, but then Discord came along, and then Zoom took whatever was left of Skype's fan base, and well,
Yeah.
sad it's
It's like the
going
thing, what
away,
happened
but
with-
not surprised it is.
Yeah.
I find it more funny that Discord is the Skype killer, and yet sometimes the VC functions don't even fucking work.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And
Yeah.
TeamSpeak Free survived Skype.
That's
Well-
Discord.
here's another company getting ready to shut down. Hooters is filing for bankruptcy.
Dang.
Oh
Hold
no,
on.
anyway.
Wow!
I have.
I
have
actually
a
expected a
story
bigger
about that,
reaction
funny
to that, I'm
enough.
not gonna lie.
Oh no, who's
I have a
gonna
little-
Oh,
who's gonna advertise Sonic Forces now?
Nanashi, do you want the blunt answer or the as a friend honest answer or both?
Yes.
As I'm be real here, Chief. Hooters is just one of those establishments where it was not going to last long.
Hooters
when your
lasted for
entire
decades, dude.
It wasn't going to last any longer because let's be real here, the substance was meh.
Yeah, but
Listen,
the view was
you-
amazing.
you got- yeah,
That-
that's all they
I
had to
have a-
offer. The food was shit. The drinks was shit. All they had was fucking titties. That's not going to get you off the ground forever.
It might not get you off the
Um,
ground,
I have a
maybe, but
I have.
Shut
I have a
shut the hell up.
I see what you did there.
You're
You
welcome.
Goddamn dad jokes.
all right. I'll move along. We've actually got some better topics to discuss
Wait.
real quick.
Wait, hold on. I have a story about my experience with.
Sure, go ahead.
So I was like 14. It was my birthday. I went to GameStop. I bought myself a game, which was Kirby Triple Deluxe, funnily enough. Then to eat, we went there.
Oh boy.
Like I remember just, well, being embarrassed because
Yeah.
Okay, I have several questions.
Yeah.
If you're taking your underage child to a Hooters.
To be fair, if you've ever seen the
Yeah.
special Jeff Foxworthy did, they had their wedding reception at Hooters.
Oh god.
yeah.
They advertise
so,
Sonic Forces at Hooters.
Yeah, and so I took a few photos, and then I was given a calendar.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
A Hooters calendar.
I was too embarrassed to keep it, so I just gave it to my cousin, who
Fair
was
enough.
also there at the time.
You know what? That is a fair and understandable decision to make.
I wonder if
Yeah.
someone has made a shitposty Yelp review about Hooters. It's like, I went in there expecting funny birds, but all I got was tits.
You know what
Right
would
there.
you know what would have done extremely well? Femboy Hooters.
Oh boy.
Oh yes.
Oh no.
I was gonna say the main problem with Hooters is that they basically refuse to change their aesthetics with changing times.
Well, of course not. The
That
aesthetic
aesthetically,
was.
The aesthetic was primarily
Yes.
barely legal women who were desperate for a job.
and were
Feet gloves.
aesthetically pleasing.
Mhm.
All right, well, let's go ahead and move on. First off, let's go into some funnier topics. The Assassin's Creed Shadows entire game was leaked.
Oh no.
Oh,
As in-
So what
no.
you're saying
It
is
was not
that
just only leaked, but you can also play it.
Oh, wow. Fully,
That,
So-
that's been happening
so-
lately.
So what you're saying is that Ubisoft suffered the consequences of their actions. You know, Ubisoft, you should get used to not being able to own your games after all.
Yeah.
Body.
Let's see. What else? Dragon Age Veilguard has already been moved to PlayStation Plus.
Alright.
You did that bad?
It did that bad.
Yeah, it is. It has
Yeah, I
nothing
don't
to
know
do
if
with
it's-
Dragon Age anymore.
It did
It's
so
just a
bad that
space game at
BioWare
this
lost
point.
a lot of employees.
Oh,
but
yeah.
then again, it's like, are you surprised you butchered the latest entry to a cult classic series?
Like,
Yeah,
I
it's
think
not,
it's. Hold on.
it's not even
I think
a
it's
medieval
also-
game anymore where you fight dragons, you fight aliens in there.
Wait,
No, but
what?
Not Dragon Age, no.
Like, it's
yeah, I
Dragon
think it's
Age,
also
but-
on the. I think it's also on the Xbox Game Pass. I could
Oh.
be wrong, but if it
Oh.
is, then I
Yeah.
am not surprised.
I could also get it for
I'm be
PC,
real
but I
here,
don't want.
I'm be real here, Chief. Everyone talks about Game Pass. That's where all like the bad games go to die. Meanwhile, I discovered a shit ton of underrated classics there, and even 100% of them.
And that's
You know,
I
funnily
thought-
enough, funnily enough, that's where I discovered. Well, not discovered, but they do have like Alice Madness Returns on there, and that's how I was able to play it.
and that's
Hi-Fi
fine.
Rush is also.
The problem
Hi-Fi
comes,
Rush is also there.
the problem comes in. All those other games had existed for at least a year. I don't even think Dragon Age Veilguard made it 3 months.
Rip.
Yeah. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go up double check with what I said.
Sure, go ahead. But back on topic then. Team Fortress 2 is now going open source.
Which is pretty
What does that
big.
mean?
It means that you can now have
Oh,
access to their
yeah.
fully buildable code for the game.
That's
Oh,
honest-
so it's gonna be FNF in terms of modding?
Basically, yeah, you
Look,
can
if-
do whatever you want.
Look, Valve got tired of people bitching about the bot problem, so just like, you know what? We're throwing our hands up. You fucking fix it.
I
Never-
mean, have you seen the TF2 and overall the SFM community in general? They would definitely fix a lot of TF2's issues if given the control.
I watched
And
I'm
it's
Lazy
surprised
like-
the game is. I'm surprised the game is still highly played despite how old it is.
If it's a
Well,
good game,
how
people will play
passionate
it.
The fan base is.
Well, it's
Yeah,
a
but
fun
how-
game.
it's
You
like
have a
10 years
roster of
old.
characters that are actually likable and interesting and very fluid, so you can do a lot with them. I cannot say the same for most of Overwatch's roster.
Nah.
What? You got big titty boobs, Shooter McGee again. Oh, Mr. Himbo Dominus. Oh, is that your recent character, Blizzard? Yeah, only 6 characters were really fucking interesting.
The Fly
And
and
one
the
of them
Lion.
was literally ripped from. One of them was literally ripped from Paladins. You know,
And one
yeah,
of them
that's
was,
fun.
and one of them was a mashup
Yeah,
of King of the
Val
Hill
literally
and
pulled a
Moana.
Sakurai. Never ask us for anything ever again.
I wanna point out too. The one of it's very funny because I make the joke. Well, it's both a joke and true. I'm always like, Overwatch is primarily remembered because R34 exists, and that's the only reason you even remember some of these characters. While the one character who has the most results ever is Roadhog, and he's one of the 6 interesting characters because of his dynamic with Junkrat.
Oh, boy.
So,
You have
Tim just dropped this article, and I was going to bring it up in a little bit, but I might as well do it now. Did you guys see the trailer for the live-action Powerpuff Girls?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
you leaked that in
I'm
links.
happy that
No,
it's
but I
transferred
imagine
Oh,
it's
to
gonna look
the-
horrifying.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
n-
It's terrible.
I have not
Nanashi,
seen it.
you posted that in links in media, and I did comment to it
Yeah.
because
Yeah. I saw it. I don't think I finished it. I hated it.
Yeah, we all did.
It's like
Yeah,
don't
I-
even
It is
know,
ass.
I already hate it.
It is ass.
I looked at it.
there were
I looked at it for 2 minutes, and I'm like,
Was it more ass than Minecraft
It-
live action?
It was more ass than
Well,
the
actually,
cartoon
the
Assy
recent
McGee.
Minecraft trailers are actually pretty good.
All right.
Well, you see, here's the funny thing, Zivif. It was so ass that if they actually did greenlight this bullshit, the biggest comparison it would, the biggest summary it would get is, you remember Velma? Well, what if we put that for the live-action filter? Have
Ew.
fun.
All right.
But there is one
Wait,
question
Velma
that needs
is
to be
first in
answered.
the original Super Mario Bros. Movie?
But there is something that needs to be
Like, can
answered.
it ever happen?
Would it truly be worse than the 2016 Powerpuff Girls reboot?
That hurt my eyes.
Yeah. All right. So
Listen, the 2016 reboot, I feel like as bad as it's like it gets so much vitriol, not only because of the ugly and bright art style and the butchering of the characters, also what the director was doing.
yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, let's not get into that. We'll be here all day.
No. Yeah, don't.
Let's go ahead and continue on. Now, here's a couple of new games coming out that I'm kind of interested in. Have you seen the advertisement for Cheetah, the new multiplayer FPS?
No.
No. Nope.
It's a
Can you
game
post it in
where
chat?
everyone gets cheats.
Oh no.
Oh.
Everyone by default has cheats. I think everyone gets different ones as you play the game, but you get auto-targeting, you get see-through walls, you get quick movement, and supposedly, if everyone cheats, is anyone a cheater?
I was about to say.
Finally,
and
a fair
everyone's
game.
Cheating.
So, wait,
No.
no.
Basically,
So what you're saying?
basically
So what
Hacker
you, hold on,
Simulator.
wait, hold on. So what you're saying is we can legally cheat.
Yes.
No.
Yes, you can.
Neat.
It's an interesting looking game. I do highly recommend you give it a look.
Yeah. Okay, so I've been bringing up jokes on different card game mechanics and describe them as legally cheating, like stacking your deck, like all of that. This. Oh my god.
Yes, made by a former cheat developer. That is hilarious.
There's another game
Yep.
coming out, though, that I doubt anyone here but me is going to be interested in, and it's the new Samurai Pizza Cats game.
I think you brought that up here one time.
Not recently. It was just announced a couple of weeks ago.
No, not in the not in the podcast.
Oh,
I meant, like, here
yeah,
in the
yeah. Of course I brought it up in the server. This game is from a 30-year-old anime, and it's infamous because the person who sang its opening theme was drunk, supposedly. And the writing is insane.
Yeah, he did bring it up, and it was primarily the English dub, and it's, from the clips I've seen of it, everyone's always like, oh, Ghost Stories was the first official abridged series. Meanwhile, the Samurai Pizza Cats dub,
Yeah, don't get me started
literally
on
just a...
Oh, I put a snippet of one episode of text in there, and it just kind of went nuts. And yes, apparently his drunk ass can't spit fire. That sounds so bad out of context.
This is so
Well,
weird.
we found one of your show title options.
Another one, yeah. I'll have to put that on the list. His drunk ass can't spit fire.
Yeah.
All right. Now, one more topic
It's
before we
going
get
on
into
the
the
list.
actual stuff. You might remember in the last podcast I mentioned that there was going to be a new member of the Goons, which is one of my favorite YouTubing group of people. Something interesting happened over the last month for that. They introduced a new member who went by the name Poop Guy.
What the Bruce?
Oh boy.
Yeah, well, he got onto one episode, and after that episode, he did something so incredibly weird and heinous, he got kicked off the show, which is saying something because the Goons are all about offensive comedy.
Oh, boy.
How the fuck do you make it so McNasty and like everyone else has to kick you off? Even they're weirded
It
out.
wasn't actually
I'll tell
them,
you
it was
how
their
he pulled a
producers,
Steven
and I'm going to
Seagal.
tell you what happened. He apparently,
What?
on video, took off his shirt, went to the bathroom, took a dump, grabbed it, and white-knuckled it.
Oh no.
What?
And then drew a smiley face
Huh?
on his stomach.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Hold
Wait.
up. Say what now?
I am not
the
repeating myself. You'll
reincarnation
just have to
of
watch the
GG.
show again.
I
Yeah,
gotta
and
love
they
it.
were so disgusted, they ended up replacing him with somebody else.
Oh my god.
The new member of the Goons podcast is now Swagger Souls, which I am very happy about.
The goons over here like, we may be a bunch of degenerates who dabble in dark humor, but we're not those kinds of
They found the scat man.
Professionals have standards.
The funny part is, it wasn't even the goons that got rid of him. They thought it was fucking hysterical. The people who run their business are the ones who told them to get rid of him.
It's literally like that one. It's literally like that one comic strip of like Joker and Red Skull, and it's like, I'm an American terrorist. I don't dabble with Nazi.
No.
Yeah, let's. Oh boy. All right. Well, I think.
But it's like we're dark humor enthusiasts. We don't dabble in scat play. Get the fuck out.
Oh boy.
All right. So I think we can go ahead and dive into the actual meaty topics of the show.
There's one thing that I could briefly mention.
Sure.
And that's the Sonic fandom has come together, and someone in particular has made a full-on PC port of Sonic Unleashed called Recompiled. But it's like the full shebang. You can even set it to 60 FPS. You can toggle whatever versions for the Xbox 360 or PS3 versions. You can even disable the Werehog theme.
There's a ton of mods for it, and you can even set the battle theme for the Werehog sections.
Wonderful.
And I'm just like, okay, so I'm gonna just link in Red Sun from Metal Gear Rising and have a bop.
And the best part is, it's not Nintendo, so it won't get taken down, and the owners won't get sued for everything.
See, that's why Sega's based. They care about the fans, and when the fans have talent, they hire them.
Yeah, just look at Sonic Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the whole like Project 06 thing, because like I don't think Sega cared about them recreating.
Sega has the mindset of, if our fans are making content and it's like drawing attention to us, it's free advertising, let them be. It draws in more people and more long-time cash for us.
All right. Well,
just pretty much just like, oh, neat.
All right, well, I think it's time we go ahead and move into the meatier topics in the show. So let's start with the wrestling segment. Zivith, what do you got for us?
You forgot to mention the thing with Spotify pulled off again this month.
I was going to bring that up, but Spotify is so bad at being a fucking business. It's just typical stuff for them at this point. It didn't really seem like news.
Don't pay for your music with these bad subscription services. Pirate your music.
Yar har. But anyways, go ahead, Zip.
You know,
it's your turn. Yeah. All right, Zip turn. Go ahead.
All right, let's start. This will be amazing to talk about. I will enjoy this. So, there was Elimination Chamber this month on March 1st, but before that I have to go back a bit for the build-up for Elimination Chamber, and I will only talk about the segments with The Rock because the other stuff would take too much time up and it's just qualifying matches, so not very interesting. The only thing that would be also interesting is the Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn stuff, which I can get short to. After Kevin Owens lost his ladder match against Cody Rhodes, one night later when CM Punk and Sami Zayn had a qualifying match, CM Punk won it fair and they gave each other the hand, but once CM Punk was out of the ring, Kevin Owens, a very bad beaten Kevin Owens, came into the ring, attacked Sami Zayn, and gave him the pile driver, and left. Yeah, and that's how we got an unsanctioned match at the Elimination Chamber, which I get to it once I get to do the Chamber pay-per-view, yeah. But what the main thing here was The Rock randomly showing up on SmackDown how he always does, because he's the boss of the damn company, so he can do what he wants apparently. And stepped into the ring and called out Cody Rhodes to follow him into the ring because they had to talk about something. Yeah, then before that, we got a nice long segment with The Rock clowning about the crowd and everything and turning face and heel so many times in that one segment alone. After The Rock had his fun with the crowd, he called out Cody Rhodes actually, which came out, and they met each other in the ring, and The Rock talked about first that they became good friends since WrestleMania, and that Cody Rhodes got his respect for doing something no one has ever done before, and that was to slap Rock into the face and talk contra to him back last year when he wanted to have the title match against Roman Reigns, where Cody Rhodes stepped in and changed it last second that he challenged Roman Reigns. Yeah, so and that Mama Rhodes and Mama Rock became also friends since WrestleMania. And after that, the talk got serious because what The Rock wanted is to be Cody his champ. Like The Rock was for Vince McMahon in the past, who can remember it with Corporation Rock. So that's what Rock wanted to do with Cody as well. And what Rock wanted was not his championship, he wanted Cody's soul. Yeah, and that he has time to answer, and that he wants the answer at March 1st at Elimination Chamber. Then 1 week later, The Rock made Cody Rhodes some surprise gifts, like his own locker room with an entire buffet waiting for him, and a very luxurious room like Roman Reigns had it during his reign. And when he got out into the ring, The Rock had another gift of him, his own SUV pickup in his colors and his logo on it. And that The Rock said via a video call that he's happy to see Cody at Elimination Chamber in Toronto and to get his soul and to be his brother. Yeah. Now we get into the Chamber match, and the Rock thing was not the only thing about the Chamber what was amazing. The Chamber already started with a bang. Okay, so here we started as always with the Women's Chamber match, where all 6 women came into the ring. 4 of them got into the pots, 2 of them into the ring. But before the rest were able to close the cage up, the team of Jade Cargill hit, and she ran into the ring like stung from a bee and attacked Naomi and completely destroyed her. So Naomi couldn't take part in the Chamber match anymore because she was injured and just done. And Bianca Belair was in her pot sitting, having a heart attack and being really shocked and crying and everything. That Jade Cargill just attacked her best friend. But now we can assume that Naomi was the one who attacked Jade Cargill and took her out for months. Yeah, Bianca Belair later won that Chamber match, and was really satisfying that Liv Morgan got a really hard slap from her hair, from her ponytail. Like she got even a scarf from it on her belly. Ooh. Which was satisfying because she and Dominic Mysterio are so asses. Like they always cheat and everything. They always take the cheap way out of everything. So this was satisfying to see and watch. Oh yeah, and that Alexa Bliss is still in great wrestling shape, and also that the sister Abigail from Bray Wyatt. Like it's her finisher now, which is amazing. But she's also doing it a bit different than Bray did it, that there's a difference. Then on the next match we had just a toilet break filler, which was a tag team match with Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus teaming up against Nia Jax and was it Chelsea? Yeah, Chelsea Green. I believe so. I don't remember anymore for how bad this match was. Yeah, which Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton won after 11 good minutes. So yeah. Then we get now into the interesting part of Chamber, which started with Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens in an unsanctioned match. And it was really unsanctioned, and what surprises me is that they were allowed to use forbidden moves. I mean, it's still scripted, so yeah.
Like how forbidden? Like,
but it had attitude error vibes. Like they used so many stuff, like they fighting into the crowd and Sami Zayn putting Kevin Owens through 2 tables with glass on it. Like with actual glasses, not just fake things.
Yeah, was it like, I hope it wasn't just Jericho and Michaels where it was unsanctioned but still felt like a hardcore match.
Yeah, and like they used trash cans and everything. And then it got really intense in the second half of the match, where they got back onto the ring and Kevin Owens tried to destroy Sami Zayn's neck once for all, which he slowly did. Like he got the upper hand after the first half of the match, but then Sami Zayn somehow was able to counter with his Helluva kick, and then rolled out to the ring to get under the ring, and he put out an chair with barbed wire. Yes, you heard right. A tool that is forbidden, that wasn't used for 30 years now in WWE, and he just pulled it out but wasn't able to hit Kevin Owens with it, since he countered himself. But Sami Zayn was able to, the chair was with the barbed wire was standing there now in the ring, and then Kevin Owens tried to give Sami Zayn a powerbomb again, but he countered again, and Owens was flying towards the chair with the barbed wire with his eye first, and fully rammed into it. Yeah, then after that, Sami Zayn got another 2 chairs, stood them up, and laid the chair with the barbed wire on them, and then gave Kevin Owens a blue thunder bomb, but it wasn't enough to win the match. Then at the end of the match, Kevin Owens just destroyed Sami Zayn by giving him so many power bombs in the apron that he couldn't move anymore due to his damaged nerve on the neck. Like he tried to move, but he couldn't really anymore. He was able to get one last time up and to defend himself before Owens strapped a chair over his head and sent him through to ring post, and after that to give him two more power bombs on the ring corner, and that was it for the match. And after that, Sami Zayn wasn't able to move. Officials have to get him. Even doctors came out. But then, right before Owens was ready to leave, he just turned it back and removed the mat from the from the ring floor, from outside the ring, and pulled Sami Zayn out of the ring who couldn't move anymore and wanted to give him a pile driver on the naked floor. But he wasn't able anymore cause then the music of Randy Orton hit with Kevin Owens letting Sami Zayn go and going into the ring, challenging Orton that he should come in the ring, and he did. And Kevin Owens had to eat an clean RKO, and then Orton himself got the share, but he decided otherwise. He threw the share out of the ring and wanted to punt kick him, but all the officials and securities were right in time before he was able to land the punt kick on Owens. But it was amazing that he actually teased a punt kick against Kevin Owens. That's like, we can expect to see that happen at WrestleMania, and it will be amazing. Then we come to the main event, which was actually, technically it was the main event, but it wasn't, because there was still something missing, which I will come to right after that. Now we had the men's chamber match. And the biggest upset already before the match started was Logan Paul coming out with an American flag, mocking the entire Canadian crowd.
God damn.
Well, it's Logan Paul. Is anyone surprised?
Not really.
No.
And that wasn't the loudest booing of the night. That would go to the girl singing the U.S. national anthem.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
WWE had to censor it on every video they put out because it was so embarrassing. Like, imagine you go to Canada and the first thing you do is sing the US national anthem in front of Canadians.
Yeah.
What did you expect?
Not
By
much.
the wise words of a bridge cell. Okay, but why though?
Yeah, right. So to the chamber match, it was packed with action, and Drew McIntyre got once eliminated by Damian Priest again, which he was furious after that, then gave Damian Priest a Claymore kick, which Logan Paul sadly used to his advantage, put a frog splash on Damian Priest and pinned him and eliminated him. Like, it was so undeserved that Logan Paul got actually an elimination. But what was more satisfying is that he had to eat in GTS afterwards and got eliminated by Punk. And before the GTS, Punk got the slap he deserved. He gave CM Punk 2 weeks ago. Then the final three of the Chamber match were Seth Rollins, John Cena, and CM Punk. With them both going after Seth Rollins first, so they had the ring for themselves, where they showed at each other, walked around, and then John Cena offered a handshake for respect, which CM Punk agreed after a while, and then they started to brawl, but they forgot about Seth Rollins. And so Seth Rollins got up at one point and joined the fight back. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention that CM Punk had to eat 7 finishers and it wasn't enough to pin him.
God.
That felt like a freaking WWE 2K match on the console. Like where you also put dozens of finishers to ever the CPU or another online player, and it's not enough. Like, that was so overacting. But then eventually, John Cena and CM Punk both landed their finishers on Seth Rollins and were able to eliminate him, so there were only the 2 left. Then John Cena offered another handshake, but this time CM Punk tricked him and landed the GTS on Cena, but it wasn't enough for a 3 fall. Then they fought each other at the end of the match after Cena tried everything, giving him 2 AAs and even put him into his submission, which Punk got all out. Like I said, Punk had to eat 7 finishers and it wasn't enough. But they forgot that Seth Rollins was not out of the cage yet. So when CM Punk was trapped between the ropes, Seth Rollins gave him a nice stomp, which put CM Punk out, and John Cena saw that and actually abused it, which all Cena would have never done if we are honest. So he put him into another STF, which was enough because Punk just passed out because it was too much for him. So Cena actually won the Elimination Chamber match and now goes to WrestleMania. Then after the celebration at the cage was up again, then Cody Rhodes came out into the ring, which was now the sign that it was time for the actual main event of the show, which was not the Elimination Chamber match. It was Cody Rhodes giving his decision to The Rock. So first Cody Rhodes came out, him and Cena talked, like Cena said, "You and me, we are going to WrestleMania for the title main event. Yeah, cheer up, bro." And then they used the theme of the final boss hit, but it was interrupted by the theme of Travis Scott. Like, if we haven't enough clowns that night with Logan Paul already, we got another clown adding to the show. A hooray on that. Like, and Travis Scott thought he's really on the team, like he was there with his fake belt and drinking something out of a can at energy drink. I believe it was Prime because it's the drink from Logan Paul, which is sponsored, which is the main sponsor for the company. And then after that, the final boss, The Rock, came out, did his typical post when he entered the stadium, with him showing that his skin is stood up for how amazing the feeling would be, like he always does. Then him and Travis Scott walked up to the ring and they walked around inspecting John Cena and Cody Rhodes before The Rock picked a mic. Then The Rock started with saying, "Cody Rhodes, you will tonight hug me and embrace me as your brother, and I will embrace you as my champ." And he also said, "If you say yes, the American Nightmare will live forever. But if you say no, the dream dies again." So then Cody got his mic and answered, "I wanted all Rock. My soul no longer belongs to me. And you know why? Because I gave it a very long ago to this ring and to this fans. So Rock, go F yourself."
Iconic instantaneously.
Dang, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, and the Rock was in shock, went a few steps back, and after a moment of Cody and The Rock staring at each other in silence, Cody pointed and looked at John Cena, who was hyping the moment up, and they both gave each other a handshake and hugged each other. But then something about John Cena changed, like his mimic changed from cheering to looking really evil, like angry, and The Rock went with his finger through his neck, like the sign for hanging someone. And that was the moment where John Cena gave Cody Rhodes the low blow and beat him up very badly. Like he picked up first the Rolex from Cody's father, which The Rock gave him after he defeated Roman Reigns one night later, punched him with that on the head, then grabbed the mic and also put a mic on his head. Then he grabbed up Cody's title and beaten him up twice with it. Like he always waited for Cody to stand up and then beat him down with the title again. Like Cody was very serious bleeding at that point. And then John Cena used his cravat, or how it's called in English, and closed it down on Cody's neck like he was strangling Cody Rhodes there. And then Travis Scott even walked up to him, and John Cena and Travis Scott were mocking Cody Rhodes and put him down on the ring mat, and Travis Scott also gave him a very hard slap. And then The Rock revealed that he was wearing the weight belt where was standing Cody's soul, with also the death date of his father down there when his father died. Okay. And he put it out and whipped Cody Rhodes out with it twice. Before he walked over to his face, wiped his hand through his face, and put his blood on the belt, like he already did with the Mama Rhodes belt last year, and then whipped it in one final time before they all three left the ring and now stood there on the gorilla position, all three together, laying their arms on each other like they would be good friends or something. I honestly never expected that Black Adam and Peacemaker would team up on Homelander. Like, it was an historical moment, and I was glad I was able to watch it on the network live.
I'm glad to hear that, man. All right, let's go ahead and move into the other topics while we still have the time. Next up would be the Lorcana segment. Raven, what do you got for us?
Well, there's been a lot of reveals, but I have it structured so we can get through it like pretty quickly.
All right.
So this will be very fun. So last month there was fuck all nothing aside from like drama to really talk about, but now we got some juicy stuff. They were really cooking, especially with the hint, because in this 1 month we got some more dual colored cards to look forward to, a new thing to implement in this set, some meta defining, even very funny. We got some more info and news on the 8th set, and how that literally just confirms that every 4 sets we're gonna get an alternate format, sort of raid boss style set, like we did with Ursula. That will be fun. And we got some more lore that's occurring in the background of this wacky card game, and even some new support for existing themes. So this will be very nice. So as Rom posted, those are some of the dual colors that were announced, but basically, before I touch on the product updates and the support in general, as well as the reveals, I'm just going to go over a bit more of the lore and where we are story-wise, because that's kind of the whole point of this card game. All of these cards occur because of what's going on in world. So, after the seafaring trip that took place in the Azurite Sea, aka last set, our main cast arrive on an island known simply as the Island of Owls, or Arcasia's Island. Roll credits because set name. Basically, the island is one big fucky-wucky bipolar mess. It's an interchanging maze of wonder, mystery, and magic. It can either be one of 3 things: the most peaceful stroll ever to get from point A to point B, a literal ninja obstacle course like you'd see on TV, especially something like Wipeout, or it can be Jigsaw's funny death trap hell that's a pain in the ass to maneuver around, because that's what we needed more of. As our heroes navigate this ever-changing environment, The main villain of Set 8, as hinted, Jafar, has already restored the Half Crown, which is a relic of immense power that allowed Ursula in the 4th set to ascend to raid boss level power. And because of this, the island itself is being corrupted and distorted, and this sets up the content for Set 8 basically, which I will be talking about after I go over what has been revealed in this set. Don't want to skip ahead after all. So we got some funny stuff. I got some of the enchanteds here that like sparked my interest, and alongside them, I am going to also post the image in question of Arcasia because, you know, story relevant. But here's the okay, Discord's being fucking Discord, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I clicked on all of them, not just 2, but you know, fuck off, I suppose. You know what? Fuck it. Discord wants to be a pain in the ass.
When is it never a pain?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
I like this art.
Oh.
Yeah, the enchanteds always have. They're basically alt arts of pre-existing cards at the highest rarity. They always do a lot of good art for the enchanteds. We got some noteworthy ones here. We got Bell, Bolt, the Glass Slipper, restoring Atlantis. Now, why do I point out these ones specifically? Well, because Glass Slipper is glorified fucking princess support, as if Steel Song needed more ammunition. Restoring Atlantis is the funniest variant of Swords of Reveal and Light I've ever seen. Devil's Eye Diamond is because we needed more damage control stuff for red. Donald Duck is honestly the funniest of the bunch because he basically warps the game against your opponent. He basically reads.
Yep.
He basically reads, oh, instead of 20 lore to win, you now need to get 5 more, mister.
Wait, what?
Never use this against a raid boss, by the way. Always a bad idea.
Yeah, that too, because in raid boss formats, they have to get to, because it's like a sort of like 2 or 4v1, 4 player against 1. Yeah, you're supposed to play this multiplayer style, obviously.
No,
But the raid boss needs to... The raid boss needs to get to... I know you can play solo, but it's boring that way. It's usually recommended for more players, but... Raid boss needs 40 lore to win, because raid boss shenanigans and bullshit deck constructed specifically for them. So, playing Donald in that format, basically, the raid boss is already on some bullshit. Now you're just doing a masochist run.
Oh, my headset cut off.
Oh.
I'm back. Am I?
Welcome back.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Yep,
But,
we hear you.
With those enchanteds, I am liking the new Tamato as well, and the Jafar art goes really hard. But yeah, here's an image of Arcasia as I go over the next line of support. The art in Lorcana goes so hard for no reason. They didn't need to do this. But the 2 prominent themes I will go over support-wise to speed this along. Because we got a lot of stuff, a lot of themes got introduced. We got Lady and the Tramp, we got Bolt, we got the Aristocats. It's basically the animal set. Because we need more animals and pets in this game, I guess. And so, because of that, someone in the development line was like, so, you remember 101 Dalmatians and the janky but funny aggro puppy decks? What if we made them more correct? And we only need to do this with 4 specific cards. Because now they're the official, if you want to play puppies, the official color coding lineup is now yellow, blue, amber, sapphire. And oh boy. So, new Pongo. At the start of your turn, you get to look at the cards in your inkwell, aka your resource system, and if there's a puppy character amongst them, you can just cheat them out for free. Doesn't matter what the cost is.
Fair and balanced.
I mean, it's relegated to the start of turn, so it's somewhat balanced to that degree, but with the amount of ramping you do with blue, because here's the other thing I have to point out, whereas in every other TCG like this, blue is typically monkey floodgate bullshit. Blue is just, okay, so you love mana ramping via colorless and MTG? Well, what if we relegated that to the color you'd least expect and give it a shit ton of support, and now we tie it to a set of cards that love lowering the cost of characters for you to play, so you can outgrind and outpace your opponent.
Oh boy.
So, I make a big deal of Pongo because there is literally a card there's Lucky here, who is probably one of the best Amber cards in the game. Maybe, like, in the top 5 Hall of Fame, really. He's got a bit of competition. Because there's Piglet and Daisy, which see meta play. But Funny Puppy here lets you add stuff to your hand via scrying, and also boost the lore counters on your characters as you go for the aggro approach, so that's always fun. New Perdita basically reads, whenever she quests, you reduce the cost of the next puppy character you play, and all of your puppies are like 2 or 3 costs typically, so yay! Also, they gain the ability to not be targeted by card effects.
Yay. I got boss monsters.
Canine Crunchies, because we also needed to have some cards from the sequel, of course. Canine Country, not Country. Fuck. Canine Crunchies basically make it so your puppies are more beefier, and they have more health in combat scenarios. It's basically, you gotta invest more just to kill one puppy, and this also stacks for a 1-cost item.
So basically, pop the baby.
Might as well.
I mean, that's basically the gist, because you're using the babies to add to your resource system, and then Pongo says, so what if we spam those puppies on board at the start of your turn for free?
So, yeah. Just
so-
swarm the field.
So, yeah, you know I'm going to be cooking this set. And then Pepper, she basically adds on, like, Pop the Baby isn't even a wrong basic summary, because she basically says, whenever one of your puppy characters dies, you put them into your inkwell, aka your resource system. So, Lucky dies, he gets inked, then Pongo says, bring that bitch Lucky back. Oh yeah, and there was also another card because it's very funny. It may also replace another card that you typically saw in these lists. And that's good old Thunderbolt, also from the second sequel movie. So he's got a very funny ability called Shift. Now, or Puppy Shift as it's called. Basically meaning you play this on top of any puppy, and which basically means turn free, you can play this 5-cost drop for little, and he's a big beefy bodyguard you can bring on turn free. That's fun.
Yeah, clearly.
So, Pop the Baby bodyguard shenanigans, they really fleshed this deck out. It really needed it, but then we get into another funny theme that piqued my interest, but I could not build, because once again, had no fucking game plan, and needed the fleshing out as well. So, Encanto got some new support, and from the looks of the new starter decks as well that's coming out for set 8, they're gonna get more stuff, definitely. Let me actually pull this up. So in Kanto, the entire Madrigal lineup got one hell of a glow up because they now have a coherent game plan of song play and overall recycling songs. Also, Mirabelle also got the enchanted work again. Not gonna, but then again, her enchanted arts are always good, so I'm not complaining. Yeah, they didn't have a game plan earlier, but now that you have something very funny, you can now play Amethyst Song in case Steel Song got too boring. But because, well, they have a bit more flavor to them, because what you typically do with the Madrigals in general, if you wanted to play that, was make use of a Bruno card that basically read, oh, he can't be challenged by normal attacks except for characters that have evasive, and you can look at the top card of your deck once per turn after exerting him, and, well, you gotta guess the name of it first, and if it's right, you basically gain free lore, otherwise put it back on the top. You'd basically play fucking scrying, manipulate top deck bullshit with the Madrigals. But now they're just funny, and you can actually properly cook with them. Now, I'm apparently boring you all with the Madrigal talk, but so let's move into the upcoming products of Set 8. Because, oh boy, they're really spoiling us. They are. So, we got the raid boss set of Palace Heist, which once again confirmed the suspicion that every 4 sets we get a raid boss set. That's an alternate format. We got the 2 single player starter decks that's supporting. We got Amber Amethyst, which is supporting the Princess and the Frog, and Encanto once again. And then Ruby Steel, which looks like it will be supporting Mulan and Lilo and Stitch. Well, Stitch specifically, because he's very funny. We got the Trove set, which is the collectible box set that gives you a few packs and other goodies. We got some card sleeves of Mickey and Tinkerbell. And we just got a basic, and we got the booster box with the basic description of what's happening in lore.
What was that?
That was Sig.
Yeah, I don't know. Sig is typing.
All right. Well, was there anything else, or?
Like I said, I was going to keep it quick, and, well, luckily, there was only a few product details I wanted to bring up regardless. So, yeah, this is the end of the Lorcana segment. And I just overall hope that there was at least some interesting things during the showcase.
There definitely was. We just wanted to give you a chance to talk and get your segment going.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
And it looks like he disappeared.
Yeah, because his grandpa needed him, I believe.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I got called for something.
All right. Well,
but yeah, the only final note I really have to say is that, and I'm very excited for the puppy stuff, something to really cook IRL with, and also tomorrow they are hosting pre-release tournaments for a chance to see the contents of the packs earlier enough via like getting top 8 and whatnot. So I will be a part of that tournament. Wish me luck, because the last tournament I was in, I got top 9 at the very least.
That's cool.
I mean, I missed it by 1, but it was still. I feel confident just from that alone.
Amsa kept getting 9th places with Yoshi in Melee tournaments, but he would eventually go on to win a few majors.
Okay.
Yoshi's
Don't give up on your dreams.
Nope. But next on the list then would be the Digimon segment. Ori, Ignister, that's up to you.
Okie dokie Loki. Well, in the English side, we have just had the release of Special Booster 2.5, which is the second half of BT19 and the full release of BT20, which BT20 is mostly got some Royal Knight support stuff, though it also contains stuff from the Chronicles manga, which is of course
In terms of the US release, it was literally today after a 1 week delay.
Oh yeah, of course. Thanks again, Asmodee.
Yeah, and like everywhere else, it was literally last week.
Typical. But we've had a very steady stream of reveals for the new starter decks and BT21. And the starter decks, for those who don't know, is for the is just a classic Digimon adventure anime. And I think they recently just revealed the super rare Magna Angemon for one of them. So I think the main gimmick is to just try and combine both starter decks into one. But of course, the main nitty-gritty is the BT21 stuff, which, in terms of reveals, they're revealing pretty much all the primary protagonists and labeling them as the hero trait. So looks like there's going to be a big old
Not included, by the way.
I wonder how they're going to combine like they're all of them together into one with their final boss monster. Boss card. I think someone in another server mentioned that the final boss will be another Omnimon, which wouldn't surprise me if so. But frick all of that, because my boy Galacticmon is finally here in his glory with...
Hey, now, Ari, don't you dare say that. There is one of these heroes to talk about as well.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah. The other hero stuff with the introduction of Appmon.
Yeah, I'll take care of the Appmon. You go ahead and talk about your boy.
Alright, so the new Galacticmon support, we currently have had 5 new cards revealed for Galacticmon. The first of which being a new Digi-Egg for Sumemon, which simply has the inherited, where if during your turn, if Digimon has 4 Vemon in its Digivolution cards, it gains 3000 DP. That's freaking massive, by the way. Like, a 3000 boost is massive, especially on a Digimon whose base stat is 14,000.
Which, for reference, by the way, is not normal for a level 10.
Yeah, level 6s usually don't go that high.
So it's basically a Glendio situation?
Sure. You gotta remember, man, not all of us get that kind of... Not all of us get those kind of references.
I guess it's usually that high for Galacticmon because of its final boss status in the game.
Okay, understandable.
Phoenix. To explain this in Vanguard terms, it's basically the one grade 2 with the quote-unquote legion keyword, which I think is like mate.
Anyway, continuing on with the Galactic stuff, they had a new Vemon released, where it had a simple on-play effect whereby discarding, I think it's a card with Vemon in its text, or just simply discarding a Vemon, you get to add a card with Vemon in its text from the trash back into your hand, so it helps give the deck just a little bit more recovery outside of Fusion Eyes. And of course, the same inherited effect as the previous Vemon, where once per turn, if it would evolve into a Digimon with Vemon in its text, reduce the cost by 1, which is important because they all have really high evolution costs. Such as their champion in Snatchmon. The new Snatchmon from this set has a very different effect to normal, as it has the on-play or when digivolving, the on-play effect caught me off guard, where you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, you add a card with Vemon in its text to your hand, you trash the rest, and then you place up to 2 Vemon from the trash into its Digivolution cards. And this will all actually make sense when I get to their new signature option card. Then it does have an inherited effect, which caught me off guard for a bit and made me feel pretty mixed. Which has the all turns once per turn effect, the inherited, where if Vemon is removed from its Digivolution cards, you will delete a opponent's Digimon with play cost 4 or less. Which
Also, don't worry, Orium. Everybody else was mixed about that inheritable.
Yeah, I get you, because normally the Snatchmon inheritable where is all turns once per turn. If Vemon is removed from its Digivolution cards, you unsuspend this Digimon, and it gains blocker until the end of until the opponent's turn ends. But the real nitty-gritty comes in, of course, Galacticmon itself. Much like the original Galactic from BT811 rather, has the same stats as previous alternate Digivolution cost of 9 from Snatchmon, which actually won't be too half bad given what we're cooking with. When Digivolving by placing 4 cards with Vemon in their text from the trash to the bottom of its Digivolution cards, you may use Ragnarok Cannon, which is their new signature option card, from your hand or trash without paying the cost. For context, Ragnarok Cannon is a 6-cost option card with the main effect to delete an opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost before placing itself in your battle area. And then during your turn, when one of your Galacticmon attacks, you use its delay effect to send it to the trash. And then you delete another of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost. And if its effect didn't delete, you trash your opponent's top security cards until they have 1 card left. Which is like,
it doesn't matter if they have 10 security. You start with 5, it doesn't matter if they have 10. If your opponent's board so much is empty, they're all but 1 are gone.
It's like, that's a nice security you have there, Lucimon. It would be a shame if something happened to it.
Yeah. To explain this in Yu-Gi-Oh terms, it's basically the anime effect of River Kocharaska, where it reduces your opponent's life points to 1. It doesn't skip your battle phase. In fact, in Digimon, we don't have a battle phase.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that still confused me a bit about Digimon.
It's alright. But this card also makes sense lore-wise, because in the boss battle against Galacticmon, it uses Ragnarok Cannon as its attack after once phase 1 ends, which sets your current Digimon's HP to 1. So this makes sense lore-wise. And then the security effect made everything sense of the option, where you can play a card with Vemon in its text and a play cost of 6 or less from the hand or trash without paying the play cost, and then you add it to your hand. So that all makes sense as to why the new Snatchmon has an on-play effect. Plus, you can also play out the signature Tamer and Zenith, so that's a plus. And then back to Black.
Wait, it doesn't mention Digimon card?
No, it just says card.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Wait, so you could get a Yu-Gi-Oh card?
No.
And then going back to Galactic itself, it has the start of the main phase effect to delete any of your opponent's Digimon of your choice. And has an all turns effect, much like its previous counterpart, where if it would leave the battle area, you can return 4 Vemon from its Digivolution cards to the bottom of your deck to prevent it from leaving, which is not once per turn.
Say what now?
Then again, the best case scenario a Galacticmon would usually have would be having like 8 to 10 Vemon in its Digivolution cards, like best case scenario, depending on the Galactic, of course.
I still consider that, like, you have a tank that
Yeah.
Still Galactic 3 times.
Yep.
That's not gonna leave the field quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Especially when combined with all the inherits from the older Snatchmons and the Destromon, which can redirect attacks by bottom decking
Yep.
them on from its Digivolution cards. I just hope that we get the reveals for Destromon and for a new Destromon and Galactic, not Galactimon, and Zenith soon, because they're pretty much the only cards missing from this set. But yeah, I am so excited for the new Galacticmon support. You have no idea. It is,
I can
as a
imagine.
Galacticmon player, it changes everything.
Yeah. Me personally though, I am excited for the Appmon stuff. First off, we figured out what Link does. So they can connect themselves to other specific Digimon, which in this case is any Digimon with the Appmon trait, for a certain amount of cost. And they do give like an additional effects and an additional boost. Like we got Gatchmon, which when it's linked plays Huddle for free if you have one or less tamers. The Huddle in question being able to set your memory to 3 if you have 2 or less. And when any of your Digimon gets linked, you draw a card. Then one of your Digimon may app fuse into a Digimon card in hand. I'll get to that in a minute. So we also got Calendarmon, which, if I can find it, new Digi-Egg. Swipemon. When the Digimon that has linked, you get to draw a card once per turn for free.
He's quite nice.
Yeah. And I found the Calendarmon, where when it's hitting security, it plays stuff for free at the end of the battle. And it can link itself to any Appmon for a cost of 1, and gives an additional 2 KDP, and the effect where all of your opponent's security Digimon gets minus 3 KDP.
Welcome back.
Meaning you could break through. Yeah, meaning you can break through your opponent's security Digimon a bit easier. We also got the titular searcher, which the name is escaping me, but like it's like you search top 3 Navimon.
Yeah.
You reveal top 3, add any card with the Appmon trait, and any card with the App Driver trait from among them to your hand. The App Driver App Drivers to my knowledge are like the tamers of this set. And also any Digimon linked with this gets piercing.
Dang.
We also got now we get to the app fusion gimmick. So Taimon, its app fusion requirement is Watchmon, Savemon, and Calendarmon. So how it works is that like if you have an Appmon of one of the 3 Appmon specified, and it's linked with another one of the 3 that's a different name, you basically stack them on top of each other like your DNA digivolving, and then you place the card in question on top for its cost, which in this case is 0. And I believe you still draw a card. Yeah, and it says and digivolve. Yeah, you still get to draw from this, so thank God. And the SR Digimon for the quote-unquote archetype, Globamon, requires Dogachmon and Timemon for a cost of 0. It has security attack +1. And on play or on evolve, you may link 1 level 4 or lower Digimon card from your hand or this Digimon's Digivolution cards to this Digimon for free. And when it's linked, which you will do because of its on evolve effect, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with as much or less DP as this Digimon. Keep in mind, it has 10k DP. Base.
Yeah.
So this is basically just an armed dragon on steroids.
Pretty much. And if you choose, say, Timon with this, that's an additional 3k DP. So you can choose to delete anything that's 13k DP or less. We also got Washmon, where on play just prevents one Digimon from attacking, and has the same thing when linking. And that should be all of them, aside from the Megiddo stuff. Which
The new Megiddo, like, oh frick.
Yeah,
we did actually get some news concerning BT22 Cyber Eden. On top of course, the previously mentioned Cyber Sleuth support. We're going to be getting some more support for Appmon and some more stuff from the Liberators manga. Well, not manga, but the web series. And then, of course, as Ignister pretty much said at the start of the podcast, this game is now set for a new ban list, which is confirmed to arrive next week on the 16th. So I'm looking forward to our discussion of it next month.
Oh, there was also the release of there's also the end of the first arc for Liberator, which was literally last week.
Oh, nice.
Which I won't go too deep into detail since we're like 17 minutes into the section.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if that's all that is, we'll go ahead and move into the next section, which will be the Pokemon section. I believe Lone had something he wanted to bring up first.
Yes, it's mostly talking about ZA, and I'm just gonna say it all here. First of all, I gotta admit the water starters are pretty solid, given Totodile is considered the worst of a bunch. But literally in ZA, they give us all three of the worst starters. Not only that, this is the smallest game in its history. 126 Pokemon. And most of them are from Gen 1.
Oh, damn.
Not only that, this is a X and Y remake. You want to know how many of those Pokemon are from X and Y?
How many?
Klefki is the only representative from X and Y in this game.
It's not even a remake, it's a sequel.
It's not even a sequel.
Who knows?
That means
it's in the future of X and Y. They literally confirmed this.
No, it's in the past because they showed the main guy AZ with his Fiora and 3,000 years ago and all that garbage. But that means we're not getting a Mega Delphox nor a Mega Flygon, which is what people recommended, given the X and Y starters should have gotten a Mega form, given it's the only stars that didn't get their generation gimmicks. But there is Charizard, and they're more likely going to give it a Z.
It's still early days. Only time will tell. Nothing is.
Given what they've shown and how they are lately, it's not going to be that big.
We're still gonna have to wait.
I mean, I don't care if it's big or not. I just want something, good or something promising, especially after Scarlet and Violet.
No, this is not
train wreck.
This is not looking promising. This is looking like a small game they're gonna charge full price for.
We don't know. We
only got the sneak peek first off, and second off, in comparison to Scarlet and Violet, that extra year of development is working wonders. I also like the change in the combat system they did, because turn-based combat, it was fucking boring, not gonna lie. There's only been a few games that have ever made that actually fun to sit through. Pokemon was not one of them.
So it's a very bad sneak peek. And the guys who rate data
debatable.
miners found very. Yes, it is very bad, Raven. I bet you the game's not going to be much bigger. Only like, I don't know, maybe it'll be a size
I don't
of Gen
care
1.
about the size of the world. I care if it's playable or not.
Oh boy.
All right.
See,
Well,
you're whining about certain Pokemon not being in the game. I only care if I can fucking play it and it's worth the price.
I am saying it's an X and Y remake, and there's only Klefki as X and Y
We've already
representative.
established that it is not a remake.
Yeah, it's not a remake.
It's like Legend Arceus. Either way, it's an X
Legend
and Y.
Arceus wasn't even a remake either.
I mean, it was set in the. It wasn't a remake. It was It wasn't a remake.
Which is what
it was set in the same area using the same gimmicks, but Legend Arceus did have majority Gen 4 Pokemon, while ZA majority has Gen 1 Pokemon. And that's not a good sign if you start off with that.
Yeah.
all
yes,
right,
yes. Thank you, Rom. You are. Yeah, Rom's.
Yeah, I was about to.
maybe this would be better suited to be a conversation for after the show.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
I just wanted.
yeah. I was
to
about to.
say,
I think.
I just wanted to say what I had in mind beforehand.
That's completely fair, but we are running behind. We're already at 1 hour and 45 minutes, and we're not even halfway through the topic list.
I'm done with my half. I just wanted to say that.
Fair enough. There was actually one
go
additional
ahead and-
topic regarding Pokemon that I needed to bring up. Apparently, Pokemon Go is getting ready to be sold to Scopely, which is a Saudi-backed publisher of Monopoly Go.
And everyone hated that.
Yup.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I
Like, I've
know.
already begun the process of just sending everything over to home before planning on just uninstalling.
I am
Well,
really
it's a good thing
glad.
I didn't jump on the Pokemon bandwagon ages ago. Otherwise, I'd be super disappointed.
Yeah, I'm glad I stopped
Yeah,
playing Pokemon Go when I did. I switched to Ingress, and I've never looked back.
Fair. There is like one more I want to bring up real quick.
Sure.
What?
And that's the release of a new set in TCG Pocket known as Triumphant Light, which features the debut of Arceus in this game. Not just regular Arceus, but Arceus EX, which is already proving to be a meta deck alongside Dialga. Me personally, I faced off against it, and I somehow won.
Yeah, I've had that happen, so it's good to know it's not unbeatable.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess we can go ahead and move into the next topic then?
Yeah.
All right, well, the next topic on the list then would be Card Fight Vanguard.
The reason
Yes, I actually have quite a bunch of little things that would cause some interest.
Well, just remember to keep it quick. We don't have a lot of time after all. Ori's gonna have to hop off before too much later.
Yeah, and me too. So, I'm gonna be brief.
All right.
Bastion got a new guy, Spectacular Dragon, which I'm questioning if it's actually spectacular.
Yeah, it's all right.
He's
I personally like the other grade 3 they had when Bastion Accord was revealed, which can treat itself as 2 cards in the hand and gives 10k shield instead of 5.
Yeah, Grandeur Edge, which it's trying to imitate, because it's if you have Bastion, he can't be retired, and on your opponent, and he gains 5k power if he's in your front row and you have Bastion, he gains another 5k shield. If you reveal a Bastion in your ride deck, or you have Bastion as your Vanguard, which means you play Bastion. Is the 5k less power for not being able to be killed or locked worth it?
The bright side is that you can use this to guard before you go to turn 3. The downside, everything else it has going for it.
Yeah. So so would I call this spectacular?
Admittedly, it's more like a decent dragon than a spectacular one.
Yeah, like he's aight. He's not spectacular. And a new thing for a new grade 1 order, which I'm actually looking forward to. Celcera, because it works for both Celcera and Favniel. It works for both Celcera and Favniel because it just says pick a card from your drop and put it and this card into your soul, which again is not bad for Favniel.
We did also get a new Thai exclusive art for my really nice Meridian. And
Oh, also, they made a thing for Rotovisor that's going to be used in everything but Rotovisor. Greedy ticket vendor Bellorin. When this unit is placed on rear guard from hand, if there's 2 set orders with different names, either Soul Charge 1 or Energy Charge 1. What?
you're most likely gonna soul charge majority of the time.
Yes, you are. So you're just saying every Brant Gate deck now has a free unflip and a free soul charge.
Also, new up Thai alt art for Farina Esperadia. Hold on, let me see if I can get the original artwork real quick for reference.
And the second Rotovisor thing says, if he stands, Energy Blast 3, both him and the card behind him get 5k power. This would be cool if he wasn't once per turn. So I'm like, What I am looking forward to is Werbel Dragon. I will be playing. Werbel does eat energy.
Right.
Because you have to Soul Blast 6 to get the restand. You have to Energy Blast 6 to get the restand. That is not something. Unless we have something that says Energy Charge 3, that is not something we can do it in Dragon Empire with what's the word I'm looking with a decent, like you'll be able to, with ease. You can do it once, but the worst part of Werbel is they have to be retired by his effect. You can't have other people retire. Although his retire is not once per turn. So would you consider that an okay trade-off?
I suppose. I feel like it's more
Like,
matchup
yeah, I don't
dependent than
think so.
anything.
Yeah, like if he didn't kill 2 cards that turn, he's not getting the restand. So he's never getting the restand against Reziel. He probably could get the restand against Levidras, but he's never getting it against Reziel. He's never getting it against Velstra. They're not gonna leave 2 cards out once it's because basically the big counterplay to Werbel is reading the damn card. Because if you read it, you know how to deal with it. Am I not wrong about this?
I would say not.
Yeah.
Because he says at the start of your main phase, energy charge 3. Okay? Energy blast 3. Kill something. If you didn't kill something, he gains 5k power. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3, 10k instead of 5. That's good. If he attacked and you energy blasted 6, which means you had to at least have killed something twice or gained 20k power. Restand him, but he loses 2 drives. Then Persona Blast to get back one of those drives. This does not stack with the Dragon Empire over. If you build this, I don't think you play the Dragon Empire over trigger. But that's pretty much all I have.
All right. Well, in that case, the next segment on the list will be Weiss Schwarz, and I was going to cover a few interesting things, but I'm going to have to cut that out because we're already almost at 2 hours. So let me just try and speed through some of this. There were 6 tournaments over the last month. One in Cardiff, UK, Tampa, Florida, Sydney, Australia, Jakarta, Indonesia, Toronto, Ontario, and Rouen, France. And there was actually no trend among the people who were winning. 2 people were using quintuplets. Well, these are all first place winners. There were 2 quintuplets players who were using Red Nino, 1 Overlord player, 1 Avatar The Last Airbender Zuko Iroh player, which makes me happy, a Tokyo Revengers player, but they were playing the red variant, whereas I play yellow, and 1 Bochi the Rock player, which is showing incredible prominence on its ability to play in the game. Oh, hey, it's Goose Demonic.
Yippee!
It's Goose. Has he destroyed the world yet?
Well, after the Untitled Goose game came around, I can only assume so. Alright, so after that, the latest new product that has officially been released is the Blue Archive set, which apparently a lot of people seem to like so far. There has been some new announcements of product coming out soon. In fact, we've also got dates for them for once. Let's see. Lycris Recoil's getting a booster set on June 27th. Hatsune Miku's Colorful Stage and 5 different trial decks for it are coming out on June 27th as well. I did not expect that.
And what was that last set you mentioned?
Hatsune Miku.
Not-
Yes. Hatsune Miku, Colorful Stage, and its 5 trial decks. If I understand correctly, each of the trial decks is based on an event that she's done. I'll have to double check on that later, though. Bang Dream is getting another boost set, which is Ave Musica on July 18th. And Disney...
I heard Hatsune Miku. I quit.
Fair enough. And Disney Mirrorverse's set is dropping on July 25th, but if I understand correctly, it's going to be Asia and Oceania only. So...
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Bushi is going to be important. That
Sadly, no. But then again, there's a lot of
Which
sets that they're not going to be importing properly. I don't even think we're going to be getting an English port on the second Bunko set, which has some cards from my favorite anime ever.
Dang.
Yeah. But
sad.
now that we're already through that part really quickly, we can finally dip into the Yu-Gi-Ohs.
Yippee!
So...
Oh, wait. This was right here. The response to your Hatsune Miku.
Oh, okay.
That.
Yeah. Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, so... First off, let's go through a couple of basic Yu-Gi-Oh! Topics. The Go Rush English dub anime is now going to be available on Disney XD and Disney Now On Demand, so you can watch it whenever and wherever you want.
Nice.
Same case with the that was the same case with
Nice.
anime, so it does make sense why they decided to go with that direction for Go Rush as well.
And over in Japan, we got confirmation of a special event called the 25th Duelist Live Kingdom, going on July 12th. It's apparently a live concert for musicians that sang anime opening and ending themes, and they've already listed musicians such as Kimeru, Masami Okui, Masaki Endo, Vislip, Hideaki Takatori.
Wait. Did I hear Masaki Endo?
Yes, as well as Youthcase Sayaki and Ayaka Nanase.
I quit.
Yeah, this is going to be a live event taking place on July 12th, and they're going to be singing their iconic songs.
No, I can never escape that man. I swear, I can escape that man.
You're welcome.
It must be destiny then for you, or fate.
All right. Now let's see. I suppose the next thing we can do is go over the Master Duel news real quick. There's actually not a lot to go over. Fusion and Synchro Festival has basically come and gone, which the only thing that was of note about it was that it came with Fiendsmith-themed prizes, which whoop-de-doo. There was also a new tryout duel event, which was Time Travel 2004. It allowed cards up to and ban listed for November 25th, 2004, which is just before GOAT format in the OCG.
Classic. Very classic.
Let's see. They also had tryout decks based on Gadget Machines, DD Banishing, King of the Swamp Fusion spam, Gravekeepers, which I'm pretty sure was probably the winner, Black Flame Dragon, and Spirits, which was really just Tsukuyomi spam.
Yeah, of course.
Let's see. They've announced...
I do have a quick... Wait, I do have a quick message to the Master Duel players.
What's it?
Your fucking cards.
Yeah.
Seriously, I thought you couldn't get any lower than the old Dueling Network players, but yeah, you put them
The amount of players who don't read Ancient Gear Fortress makes me upset, I swear.
All
And
right.
again,
It's funny when you read that card.
And again, it's the Yu-Gi-Oh community as a whole. It's no matter what game or system you move to, there's always going to be that group of idiots. And Yield, I want to bring up something very funny first, Phoenix. So I say this because in Yield Dueling Network days, I had a very funny, janky deck that revolved around Guardian Iados. Please tell me why I special summon Guardian Iados and I get called a cheater because my opponent just refused to read the first line of text on the Iados.
No, I've actually had a funnier thing where I summon Master Ogre to I go, all right, Master Ogre is going to attack your board for game. He only has one monster. If he doesn't do anything, he would have survived with 200 life. Guess what happened?
Oh god.
Monster.
He summoned another monster.
Oh, it's just like the Traptrix player who summoned more monsters against Ignister when he had Chaos Giant. It's fun.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
like I'm like, I told him, I want you to read what Master Ogre does. He summoned them in attack. I told him, please read Master Ogre.
Exactly.
All right, well, let's go ahead and continue down the list because we're officially at 2 hours, and I want to finish before too much longer.
Yeah, I have
enough.
All right, so we also got an announcement for the next Duelist Cup, which Stage 1 is starting on March 12th and Stage 2 on March 21st, so anybody who's interested in taking part in that, have fun. And they announced a new ban list that went into effect yesterday, where the only thing they did was unlimited Swap Frog and Signet Mining.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Well,
And they have...
This is a certified Master Duel moment.
Certified Master Duel moment.
And they had a new selection pack called Ultimate Sparkle, which included support for Blue Eyes, Galaxy Eyes, and the XYZ retrains.
Fun fact! Fun fact! Union activation can search the world which is funny.
Yes, it is.
And more
funny.
voice support. It feels like we just got some yesterday.
Well, this is for Master
No,
Duel. They're
Because
just
it
now
is-
getting it.
It's just
Oh,
yeah.
Speaking of
Yeah,
which,
because Master Duel is always delayed.
yeah, sometimes on occasion they get stuff before we do. But on the note of new support, moving into the actual card game, the structure deck Blue Eyes White Destiny is now out and available. So everybody who wants to shitpost with Blue Eyes, have fun with that.
Don't worry, I'm plenty doing that.
Good. We also got a confirmation of cards from Maze of the Master. In fact, we got a full set reveal. It's going to have the Galaxy Ice Tachyon Primal, 7 Tachyon, Union Controller, and Activation, and Trickstar Noble Angel imports, as well as confirmations of the new XYZ retrains, being X Cross Dragon, Y Yarehead, Z Zillion Tank, and XYZ Hyper Dragon Cannon. And the thing that I'm most excited about, the Odeon support.
Honestly,
Odeon-
it looks kind of fun.
It
The
is.
Odeon
Yeah.
support is
Very
actually pretty nice.
Quote unquote Eldritch 2.0.
Not even that. So the Odeon support already has a 1.5 card combo, and I've been fiddling around with recipes on it. A lot of people are thinking that because you only need to run like 1 or 2 specific cards, you can just flood the rest of the deck with good stuff as a smokescreen, and that's fine, you do you. I'd rather just play the deck as is and see what it can do on its own. And
Yeah.
I got some fun stuff. Out of the 1.5 card combo, you can end on their new fusion, which resets 2 traps, Temple, their new field spell, and 4 differently named back row trap monsters, as well as a linked 2. You could do Silhouette Hat Rabbit, or you could do Cross Sheep and get back Man.
I was
Man.
also going to say that I'm still pissed that the XYC support is not the GX support we were promised in the Light Pack,
Yeah.
but more DM wankery. It's like,
Yeah.
oh look, oh it's
Yeah.
neat. They're retraining Chaz's old XYZ monsters. Sees the enemy control. Nope, it's Kaiba.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
No,
Kaiba.
cooler.
Honestly, there was a lot of speculations because people were like, "Oh, it's gonna be Chaz instead of Sartorius." So you know what light archetype he primarily used that would have loved the support? Ojamas,
Yeah.
or at least like
Yeah.
pure Ojamas, and not this fucking XYZ armed dragon mash fuckery that barely works.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
No,
those
but-
comments,
Old
yeah.
part of Silent Magician, though.
No, but the thing is, I actually love the new stuff. It summoning Underworld Goddess becomes very fast with this deck.
I'm sure it does.
And not really,
because-
because it summons the trap monsters as normal monsters, and Underworld Goddess requires 4+ effect monsters.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Anyway, I'm actually gonna
XYZ.
dip on out for the night, so
Aw.
see you all.
I'm sorry,
Hold
man.
on, before you dip out, Ori, I do have something to say to you. So you said Odeon was Eldritch 2.0. The virgin Eldritch player seeing the new Odeon stuff versus the Chad Uriah player seeing the new Odeon.
Yeah. All right.
Nice.
Not
All
title.
right. Well, we'll see you next
Oh,
time, man.
Yeah,
All
it's funny because Uriah's also 10.
I'm surprised because we got a Sacred Beast engine that you could be running if you want to do funny Uriah shenanigans.
You could also do funny raw
Ah.
Yeah,
shenanigans
that's true.
if you felt the need to try.
This is a spicy meatball.
Yeah, but
No
I bring up
kidding.
Uriah because before the structure deck support, you typically did see Uriah played by itself with all sorts of continuous trap monster fuckery.
Don't I know it?
Oh,
I own the Temple of the
speaking
King's Trap
of-
Monster server.
speaking of dual monsters, before we continue, I must inform you that there is a Resonator monster that works with the new Blue Eye support,
I know.
Mirror Resonator. And because it's a light fiend,
Oh,
No.
Yeah.
No. Shush.
What?
Yeah.
It was only a
mean-
matter of time. Fiendsmith Blue Eyes.
Yeah, let's
I don't
move
get it.
let's move on and just pretend that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Next topic on the
Please.
list is
Mirror
the...
Resonator is a light fiend.
Yes.
Fiendsmith works with light fiends.
Yes, we know.
Is
We
it
get
also
the
a
joke.
tuner because of its
It
a light
is.
tuner? It can also be searched with the other Blue Eyes stuff.
It is a tuner.
All right.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, so moving on, because we don't want to stay on this topic too long, we've got, in Japan, they've announced the Valuable Book E5, like before, which its OCG date is going to be on March 21st, so who knows when the fuck we're getting that. But they have confirmed there's going to be stories about Argostars, Malice, Ryziel, Ryuga, Fiendsmith, Punk, Evil Twin, Eldritch, and Dragon Maid, which means we might get more support for them.
True. Oh,
Yes, because
Sure.
that's what Fiendsmith needs more of. Support. That underperforming casual deck.
Yeah.
I mean, lore-wise, it is just Devil May Cry, so you know some more people are going to get adapted into it.
Sure.
Man, when's Virgil gonna come in?
Yeah, that's what I'm like basically silently like suggesting because we saw Dante and Lady. We just I mean not Lady. We saw Dante and Trish. But where is Lady and Virgil at?
Who knows?
Look,
they also
I
made Kariba with Air Force energy.
We haven't gotten that far, man. Yeah, I got that on the list. But next on the list is Deck Build Pack Justice Hunters. They finally revealed 2 of the 3 archetypes, and it's the ones that nobody wanted to know about.
What?
First off, they revealed Dragon Tail. Get the song out of your system. I don't want to hear it. The fusion gimmick has been confirmed to basically focus on using material out of your hand, which is actually kind of a neat gimmick. I can't say I've ever heard of anybody doing that before.
Wait, is Dragon Tail
I'm just more branded stuff. That's like more branded stuff to me.
Basically more branded, more Dragon Maid.
I mean, now Branded have
Yeah.
a chain blocking negate, so
Yeah. Let's see. Then the
Yeah.
second archetype
What's
they
the worst
revealed.
that could happen?
Then the second archetype they revealed, which was the Yummy archetype, which is based on the claw grab game machine, where all monsters are food prizes and all the synchros are the claw grabber just grabbing them. It is new Melfi. It is new Melfi.
Yeah. Fun fact about their Link 1. The 100 life point payment is pretty much the equivalent of paying 100 yen for an actual claw machine in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's the funny Easter egg,
Nice.
but also people have been cooking, and there's several one-card combos for that deck because the archetype is small, and you can run so many cold fusion variants and options to really get it going.
And
Literally, the Sky Striker package is full combo after you activate Engage. So have fun with that knowledge.
yep.
in
And
other words, good afternoon, Gen Confucius. I'm MPT.
the sad part is you can almost pull out that accent perfectly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I did not
and
know
it-
that.
Yeah, and the
See you
same
next
goes
time,
treat
Ziv.
any. Yeah, and the same goes treat any Link 1, to my knowledge, as a tuner.
yes.
Yes. And they don't really have any like set restrictions either.
Not really.
Well,
no.
the only the only quote unquote restriction is that you can't summon Link 3 or higher monsters, but it's like
Who cares?
whatever.
Oh,
Chief, I
no.
can
Anyway.
I can summon Herald of the Arclight during my opponent's turn alongside some other funny jank bullshit.
I've been messing around with the
Yeah.
bridge between it and Melfi. I am making Yum Melfi.
I mean, it works.
And let's
Anyway,
see.
I'm gonna make Yummy Ojama.
My eyebrows.
Of course.
Oh,
raised.
Jummy.
Oh, Jummy, yes.
You're welcome.
Yummy Jummy.
Yum
Yeah,
Jummy.
also,
Show title.
Okay, so a friend of mine has been spamming me with the cup Yummy, and I just thought it was funny.
Of course. We still haven't gotten any confirmation on the K9 archetype, which is basically the reason most of us are even interested in this set. Let's just be honest.
That's coming tonight.
I wanted
It's
to
gonna
make
be
a joke and
revealed
I
tonight.
resisted so hard. All right.
I mean, they're hyping it up because we got Fusion and Synchro. They're hyping this up as a rank 9 Xyz archetype, which is like, that's fine. We don't
confirmed?
really see a lot.
I
Well,
don't
I
like
would
that.
assume from the well, that's the speculation because K9. If it is, well, we don't really have a lot of rank 9 archetypes, now do we? I can like name 2 on the top of my head.
Just another archetype that would prevent True King from ever coming back.
You can only name one. Oh yeah, that's the other one.
So, yeah, and the joke is supposedly that K9 is representative of the fact that she is a K9. She's a dog.
Really? She doesn't look like a dog. She's more like a feline to me.
Or you know, police force a canine unit.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going over what people are speculating playstyle-wise, and you're thinking, oh,
Yeah,
definitely a rank 9 spam police force type of deck.
Honestly, I'm seeing this as.
I'm hearing it's gonna be like Beast Warrior, so like all
have a
pinky.
Doctor Who based deck, and no, Time Lords don't fucking count.
Time Lords are
Pisces?
boring.
I do also want to point out, like, as funny as it would be if this was another rank 9 archetype, you know what kind of decks we need more of, because I see too many 4s, 5s, and a bunch of other stuff. Well, we need rank 6 archetypes fleshed out more. Like, come on, can we get Hazy Flame love? Because that had some promise.
Fiend
and then you
Smith.
just swept it under the rug. Oh no.
What about that?
Well, Fiend Smith is iffy. Listen, Beatrice was just there, and they were like, "Get in the car, reject Dante."
They will never
other
give it to us
loser,
because Fiend
Dante.
Smith exists. That is all.
Listen, just Firelock. They're all light anyway.
Anyways, next on the list would be Battles of Legend Monster Mayhem, which drops in America on June 13th. We got quite a bit of information for it. They confirmed some chibi alt art cards, which are cool. They're giving us an alternate art of Gores, finally. I've been waiting for that.
That's the funniest one ever.
They-
The funnier one.
I mean, I like the chibi designs from Duel Arena, and I'm happy that they're not going to be going to waste, especially considering that Duel Arena will have been shut down 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's true.
Fellas, does this mean we're gonna see Gores in 2025?
If we do, I will not complain.
That'd be lit.
In addition to that, they also introduced something called the Emblazoned Ultra Rares, which I can only assume is just embossed rarity cards. They've also mentioned that Starlight Rares are coming back in this pack. They've also announced we're getting the new Necros, Gemknight, Jurak, Fable, DD, and Magistist import cards. And they haven't confirmed much about the reprints, other than we're getting a Primite Lordly Load reprint.
Oh yeah, and Rom is eating good because they did announce some new punk stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Which according to him, like I think like the Xyz on level 8 feel like custom cards.
They probably do.
Listen, it just be like that sometimes, especially with like any deck that's like Cold Fusion, like Punk.
Next up comes OTS Tournament Pack 28, which drops on June 18th and comes with an Ultimate Rare Blue Eyes White Dragon reprint with starter deck artwork. Yeah, that's pretty much what I expected to hear. We haven't gotten a lot of news about Duelist Advance yet, but it's dropping on July 4th, and it has confirmed the Onomato support, giving them 4 new monsters, 3 Xyz, a continuous spell, and a counter trap.
Yeah,
It's 2 Xyz.
the Irishman, the Irish friend, Ori, the Irish friend, Ori, brought up, has been, testing this, and oh my god, what a board it can set up.
I can imagine. And the last bit of news I have for the game is the V-Jump promo, which is Dark Karibo.
Oh, I've been doing a lot of shit posting with that card.
Wait, why is Karibo threatening me?
Well, listen, Dark Karibo, I saw the art, the promo art, and it literally does give off those social media tough guy vibes. They'll be like, "Listen up, libtard," and insert some random absurd thing, and it's like that meme format always like tickled a fancy of mine because it's like, oh Raven, how do you find this dumb shit funny? And it's like, well, that's the point. It's funny because it's dumb as shit. But you could actually, yeah. This is one of the ones I made. Yeah, thanks. I'm gonna see if I can. Yeah, I have the other one here as well. This was the first one. I made 3 of these fucking things.
Oh.
Yo, make this is Karibo. I could be your devil or your angel with it.
Listen up, libtard. I pissed in the dishwasher.
That's gonna have to be a show title now.
I'm so glad Mark Karibo and his tough guy anti-liberal posting made you a show title.
Just like put that in the thumbnail as well.
That's gonna be.
I
It's gonna
just
be
might.
hidden as the. It's gonna be hidden in the thumbnail. Who knows?
The background.
Like an Easter egg.
No, the background of the
Or
thumbnail.
Karibo.
I just might
Yeah,
take a super blown up image of Dark Haribo in the background and just leave it there.
Listen, Nanashi, while you're editing, I can literally send you a deep fried edit of this.
Nah, don't worry about it, man. But yeah,
I mean, I don't care. I'm gonna do it.
I mean, you can
That would
still
be
do
your
that if you
gift.
want. I don't care. Just drop it in the chat, man. And that was the last topic on the list of the show.
Hold on, real quick.
Well,
I do want to bring up some rush duels real quick. It's just gonna be like 2 things.
Sure, go ahead.
all right.
One of which being an archetype, but I'm only gonna talk about one of the cards.
Sure.
Also, first off, earlier I did say that we technically have 3 upcoming ban lists for different TCGs. Keyword being technically. Rush Duels is one of said TCGs, which I believe will be getting its ban list on March 1st. No, not March, April 1st. God damn. The second bit of news is an anime exclusive for now, quote unquote archetype known as Outerverse, which are monsters with like varying attributes. No, not attributes. Types. Wait, types and attributes. But their main gimmick is that the monsters are treated as Outerverse while in the grave. And their effects have them changing their type to Galaxy. And their original boss monster was Outerverse Burst Oblivion, but it, as of recently, gotten an upgrade in the form of the level 9 Fire Pyro Fusion monster, Outerverse Endless Doom Oblivion. So it requires... So it requires Burst Oblivion, plus 2 non-light, non-galaxy monsters, has the same graveyard effect where it's treated as Outerverse, like with the other monsters, shuffles 5 Outerverse from the grave into the deck, is treated as Galaxy, and can swing at all of your opponent's monsters once each. That is the that's an effect.
Yeah.
And the field spell, I believe, in the link Rum sent, has the effect to give all of your Outerverse monsters like 1500 attack if there's like 5 or more in grave. So, yeah. So 3500 base plus 15 equals 5000. That can attack everything.
Jesus.
So, yeah. So
Yeah, that's why you.
Quickly before I do have to head off, here's the 3rd variation of the Dark Haribo meme. He's come to send a very important message to everyone in this chat.
Is it deep fried?
No, but it
Listen
is
up,
funny.
liberal snowflake. Did you kiss your homies goodnight? If not, please do. They'd appreciate it so much.
It's like the edgy Kiribo.
It just be everyone's like, he can be your angel or your devil. I'm like, dude, it's literally the badass skeleton meme. Where it's like, listen up, libtard, and then it's followed up by something either really fucking absurd that you'd think you'd only hear in a YTP, a YouTube poop,
Right.
or something very wholesome.
Okay, Connor, what did you have to say?
Right. Massive news for Doctor Who. Not only is there a new trailer out, looks fucking amazing by the way, but also we now have a date where it's going to air, 12th of April in UK, and for people like me in UK, the episodes will go on iPlayer on Saturday mornings at 8 o'clock. Another somewhat controversial time, but at least you don't have to wake up at literally midnight to watch it.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Well, yeah.
Anyways, before we end things, I just want to say, Konami, please print the Outerverse cards. I really want to play the deck.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
I also have one thing to say.
What's that?
Viking Rock Day is on the 18th, which is not too far from now.
Cool. Good to know. All right, and I think that's probably a good place to end the show. Wouldn't everybody agree?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
Andiamo, gentlemen.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for showing up to the show, including those who already had to leave. As long as my schedule doesn't get fucked up again, we normally record these shows on the first Friday of every month, which means the next one should be on April 4th. Dodged a bullet there. So in the meantime, I thank you guys for showing up again, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Oh, we
Night.
thought
Bye.